Today on Commonly Good MTG, we are playing top 5 win rate decks of mid-June 2023. Will your favorite deck be on the list? I hope not, because these guys are going to be the most generic, boring, awesome decks that you've seen lately. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, inventor of the letter Q. You owe me 10 cents every time you use it. Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Socket. Word to your mother. So I am broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing you the top 5 win rate decks of mid-June 2023. So where do I get these from? I get them from Untapped GG. Is that the place I get it from? Yep, Untapped GG. That's where I get them from. I got onto the tier list, and we take a look at those decks that are based upon, since, was it May 30th until now, best of 1 standard. And we're taking a look at the top 5. All 5 of them are in what they consider to be the overperforming tier 1 list. There is one deck that didn't make it into the top 5. There's a 6th one. I'm not going to talk about it. That deck can die. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to count down these decks from 5 to 1, and we'll see what they are, and we'll explain how they work, and then we'll take them out for a spin and show you just how awesome they are at crushing some skulls and killing some dreams. Before we do, let's say our hopes, let's say our prayers. Dear Black King Toxril, who lives in the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, so here we are with number 5 on the list this month, number 5 on the list last month, Mono Red Aggro. So this is a slightly different version than we played last month. So it's cool to see a little bit of variation in there. The thing I like seeing back this time is Thundering Raju. I always loved Thundering Raju when he came out in Kamigawa, which seems like 1,000 years ago now. It was a great card. Before that, we had that werewolf that did roughly the same thing. You know, gave somebody whatever it was, +1/+0 in haste. This guy, he doesn't give out haste, but he gives out +1/+1 counters and does damage equal to the number of modified creatures you have. So yeah, Thundering Raju is fantastic. You know, for a mono red aggro deck, having something that costs 4 seems weird, but there's only 2 of them in here. It's not bad at all. There's plenty to do ahead of time, and this guy's not doing it. The other weird card in here is Furnace Rains. It's not weird. I love it. I love red when it can take control of another person's creature, especially if it's the only one they have. Oh, that is so nice. And this one gives you a treasure when it's done as well. It's worth the 3. It was a good red card. It's fun. It's interesting. It definitely, I mean, it's a fun red card. What is it? Legitimate Business Person. God, I love Legitimate Business Person. Blue. Yeah. Yeah, Furnace Rains is great. Any of those temporarily take controls. Yeah, that's just hilarious stuff right there. Squee, also quite funny. You know, the things that are boring. Kumano, Swift Sphere, Phoenix Chick, Play with Fire, Reinforced Ronin, Bloodthirsty Adventurer, and Felden, and Lightning Strike. Strangle's a 50-50 card. You see it a bunch, but because it doesn't go after players, it's usually not worth playing in a deck like this. So, it's nice though, because you know you can take out some planeswalkers too. I'd probably stick more. I mean, you're doing 3 points of damage. You know, it's 1 less. This seems like a weird place for this card, but it's in here, so that's what we get. All right, so that's what we're in. This is holding steady at 5th place for 2 months in a row. Let's go see how well it does. All right, playing against Lord Trallalla. Lord Trallalla. Keep. No creatures of our own. We get Cubert. Shoot him in the face. You get Pumpkinhead. Pop it off. Alright, still not enough. We need another mana. Let's see what we can do. Nope, I need a mana. Let's do it again. There's the mana. Fortunately, I don't have the ability to waste them. Is he willing to give up the LS for a squee? I think the answer is yes. You can always... I'm going to say lightning bolt it. I can't. Unless I pick up a mana on the next turn. He's got a creature kill in his hand. Suck it back into place. Yeah, we can do it all. Alright, squee up. Alright, let's see what he's willing to do here. Alright, it's down to 8. We've got 7 showing. It'll be 8. Let's spread the wealth a little bit. There we go, down to 8. I'll get him down to at least 7 or 1 at this point. Yeah, you gotta block it too, or you're dead. Alright, down to 1. He'll get up to 3. All we gotta do is sneak 3 points damage around the side there. At 2 mana, I don't think he's got it in him. He'd be doing something else if he had it. You might as well attack there. There you go. Potty pants! Potty pants! Victory! Alright, here we are with 4th place. Having not been on the list before, as far as I can tell. Abzan Toxic. Out of nowhere. Straight to 4th place. I'm not surprised by it too much because, I mean, you see Abzan, you see it getting played all the time. Toxic is really popular. To me, it's the new counterspell. I really hate it. I really hate it. And so I'm not looking forward to playing this deck. I just, the thing is that, you know, you get it out. You can't heal from toxic. And next thing you know, you're pretty much dead. There's a reason why we don't have 10 life while we have 20 is because it provides you with a certain amount of game to play. And by focusing on having toxic guys, your opponent only gets half of a game to play in. And it's absolute, it's total, and there's nothing you can do about it that way. You automatically essentially lose half your life. And that just sucks. That just sucks big time. Which is why you can see those Dimir toxic decks. They don't even have to have creatures, man. This one is creature heavy though, and it's Abzan, so it's a 3-color deck. Not so bad. Let's see what we got in here though. This guy, you know, his art is just so goddamn awful. That's the main reason I hate that card. The fact that he's got so much value in that if he gets killed, he comes back with another card, which is practically just as good as he is right now. You know, they're toxic 1/1s. The guy that comes back can't block, but other than that, they're practically the same. Skrelv does a good job of protecting everybody. Toxic 1/1. This guy's excellent as a blocker. I recommend putting him out first. This guy keeps you guys from being targeted. Otherwise, it's just more toxic being passed around. Jawbone Duelist does the double. He has great synergy with the Slaughter Singer, which puts an additional +1/+1 on your toxic guys when they attack. It's just till the end of the turn, but Jawbone only cares about till the end of the turn. What else we got? Skrelv's Hive puts out extra dudes. Drowned, so we got a little bit of control and proliferate. Annex Sentry allows you to pin things down. It only goes up to mana value of 3 or less, but this is an aggro deck. So there you go. I mean, that's all you're really going to need. If you get far enough that this guy can't pin down a creature, then we've made it too far in the game and we should lose anyway. Bloated Contaminator for his cost is so fantastic. He's a 4/4 for 3. That's well worth it. He gets Trample. Oh my god, that is fantastic. And Toxic 1. Absolutely. And Proliferate anytime he deals damage to a player. I mean, he should cost like 5 or 6. He only costs you 3. It is fantastic, that Bloated Contaminator. So anyways, it's just toxic, toxic, toxic. You're not really doing a whole lot. A little bit of Proliferate. You know, it's not direct, you know, non-creature spells. It's creature spells. So if someone can block you, you're kind of in trouble. But this is an aggro version, and that's what we're doing. The lands are a little weird, but, you know, with what we're playing, it actually works well because this allows you to play any Phyrexian, and you're playing a truckload of Phyrexians. In this case, you can pick Phyrexian, in which case it works perfectly fine. This comes out and lets you pick any color you want, so good, whatever you need. These guys are fast at the early range, which is great because you need all early because you're playing super aggro. And then Pain Lands. Now, I hate Pain Lands. I hate them with a purple passion. But I can understand when you're playing aggro, Pain Lands have their place. All right, so there you go. 4th place, Abzan Toxic. Let's go check it out. All right, we're playing against Stondel. Keep. Pain Lands, how fantastic. Death Touch. Look, Phyrexian Fox, I am your people. Alright, let's go for a nice Skrelv and a Crawling Chaos. Auto pay! All in for 1. All right, bad boys, what you gonna do? Touch! We're gonna touch it in an icky way. Come on in for 3 more points of poison. Got him up to 4. We have 6 more to go. Got another removal. gone. He is a 9. Yeah. So this deck is now doing fantastically. And I feel really bad. All right, there we go. Winner, winner, victory dinner. All right, down 1 spot from last month. Azorius Soldiers is number 3. Let's take a look at what we got here. So we got, soldier. It's all soldiers in here. Any creature you have is a soldier. I'm verifying that right now. Every last one of them, which allows you to play Secluded Courtyard as type soldier. I think Fortified Beachhead works great with soldiers. This is Soldier Tribal. The big thing about Azorius is that, we got blue, and what are we doing blue for? It's for the Skystrike Officer, who has a little bit of flying, and whenever he attacks, he creates that 1/1 extra dude. And you can draw a card from him as well, which is fantastic. The cool thing we got here is Harbin, because Harbin just has to hit the battlefield. He only costs 2 to put out. But then as long as you got 5 or more other soldiers, which these guys are cheap and plentiful, you'll have them. Then you can attack. They all get +1/+1 and flying until the end of turn. So even if they only had 1 point, they all become at least 2s, which means you're doing 10 points of damage, and more than likely, they're not going to be able to block, flying. At which point, that means you're doing 5 points of damage, and you'll be able to do that in turn 2, or not turn 2, like 3, maybe 4, and it just, people cannot hold up against it. Other than that, your soldiers all have great things that they help each other out. This pins down other people's non-creature spells. This gives all of your soldiers +1/+1. This allows you to put a +1/+1 counter on any creature you control. Puts out lots of dudes, pins down guy, lets you go looking for other soldiers. Gives another +1/+1 till the end of turn. This one puts out a bunch of little soldier bebes when it can attack. But if you get around to playing my rail, the game should be over at this point anyway. All right, so there we go. Soldier Tribal in the blue-white variety. Let's go see how well it does. All right, we are playing against Erick. Erick. 2, let's keep it. Nothing we can do for 1. All right, get ourselves a nice veteran. I'll auto-pay that. I'm trying to think. What would have been better would have been Resolute Reinforcements. This guy's the bomb. I should not put him out. Let's just wait. In we go. All right, we'll wait till our opponent's turn. We'll put out the reinforcements. See, nothing to do. So we got the ability to win. We just got to keep the guys out. I got to play Resolute Reinforcements on his turn. Pass to attackers. Here we go with these guys. Okay, and I think we win the game. This is how it's won. All attack! And we win! That's a perfect game right there. 2 mana. Victory! Up 1 place from last month, it is Mono White Soldiers. It was number 3 last month. Now it is number 2. Congratulations, boys. You've done it. So we're playing Soldier Tribal again, much like Azorius, but this time we've dropped the blue, which is crazy because you think that that flying and that extra bomb would be better, but somehow this guy is holding it together. What do we get out of the deal? We get Lay Down Arms. We get Guardian of New Benalia. And Mishra's Foundry, I guess. Other than that, these cards are almost an exact copy of Azorius Soldiers. So we got a little bit more control. The only thing I don't like about this is that you give your opponent 3 life. And it's like, I'm only dealing like 2 or 3 life a turn. I don't need to waste a whole turn because of it. But you can take out a lot of stuff, but still, it's only... See, here's the deal. Everybody loves Lay Down Arms. I think it's a piece of crap card. You see it everywhere. It's in great decks. I personally hate it. So if you hate it too, you're not alone. Let's see. Guardian of Moon is an incredible blocker. You just have to discard a card, at which point it gets indestructible until the end of the turn. As long as you got a couple of extra cards in your hand you can throw away, this thing is a problem for people to deal with. All right, so what do we got? We got passes out a +1/+1 counter as it, not counter, but +1/+1 until the end of the turn as it attacks. Takes, destroys a target creature, goes and looks for other soldiers, can enlist and scry and be indestructible, makes non-creatures harder to play, gives your soldiers +1/+1, pins down any other target creature, passes out a +1 counter to a target creature you control, makes soldier bebes, and is able to become a 2/2 land. This one does 4 points of damage to attacking or blocking creature. So we got a lot of control mixed in with a lot of real aggro action. You really need to win quick with this thing, but this thing has the chops to be a winner. This is the number 2 competitive deck. Let's go see if we can make it work. All right, playing against Costa Rica, the nation. Every last citizen is all sitting behind a monitor telling them what to do. Keep. All right, 2. We're going to go ahead and put out a Trallalla. And all in for 1. Mana value, that thing plays for 2. We got 2 right there. Go ahead and green some life there. Have a good time. Yodelin's frontliner. And all in. All right, we got the juice. No blocks. Let's see. Whenever attacks. Okay, so I got to attack with her. These are all soldiers, which is good. All right, what are we popping at now? Oh, that's not good for us. I'm all right with that. You gonna come in, Jelly Bean? I'll touch your fake tree. You're out of mana. You got what you got. All right, 2 down. And assembly worker time. All in. Sure. There we go. We'll pass it around. All right, and we win. Suck it, mono red. Suck it, hardcore. Victory. Holding steady at number 1 from last month to the current month is Mono White Humans. Hello, humans. Interesting because, yeah, we were able to take Mono White Soldier, which are all pretty much human soldiers, and mix in like human Kniggets. And you put knights and soldiers together, you're doing very well. Let's see. The thing that makes this thing synergistic, I think, is this Coppercoat Vanguard, which gives all your other humans +1 and ward. The weird one is for being tribal. We got Skrelv in here still. Skrelv, the bringers to you of Toxic 1. He's neither a human, well, he's neither a human or a Knigget or a soldier, so they just gave up. The thing is, he does such a fantastic job of giving other people protection that that's why our pal Skrelv is in this particular deck. So the other weird card that's in here that I haven't seen in other versions of this deck is Knight Errant of Eros. Now, let's see, he's from March the Machine. She is. Can't quite tell. Looks like boob armor there. 4/4 for 5 for an aggro deck. This is looking at, very mid-rangey. But I think the Convoke is what gets this into more of an aggro kind of area here. Because you could pay a lot less to pay this card because you'll be tapping your creatures instead. All right, so what do we got? Oh, yeah. And so what does it do? Well, it comes out as a 4/4. You get to take a look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can reveal up to 2 creature cards with mana value of 6 or less from amongst them, where X is the number of creatures that convoked to get this guy played. And then you put the revealed cards into your hand and shuffle them. So he just allows you to do a little bit of card draw, but of the good stuff, the stuff that you really want. So hopefully from there, maybe you get some Brutal Cathars or something. You'll be able to pin some people down. That'll be good. Get out an Adeline or an Intrepid Adversary. Just depends on who you're fighting against and what do you need, right? All right, so we got a guy that's got a grower. We got a guy that'll go get you some other guys, some protection. Make sure all your other dudes really a little bit more buff and warded. This guy's an excellent keeping himself a lifer, as well as does, the scrying is good for you. Puts out, what is this? When you pay Valor counters on it, so it bumps itself up, as well as everybody else gets Glorious Anthem based upon the number of Valor counters on this guy. So he makes everybody else stronger as well. He is the tide that floats all the boats. Ossification pins other creatures down. Trallalla makes it harder for everyone to play non-creature spells. Brutal Cathar pins stuff down. Adeline puts out babies and is got vigilance and is as strong as the number of creatures you have. You should get pumped and totally jacked. Knight Errant, we just talked about. We'll let you go and look for some other good stuff, in which case it'll be something over here you can put out. This will do 4 points of damage to target attacking or blocking creature. All right, this is the number 1 deck. This has been holding steady pretty much since Brothers War came out. How much of this is Brothers War? Let's take a look around real quick. Brothers War. Like nothing. That's crazy. I would have told you. It's like this deck is made up of stuff that comes from a lot of stuff beforehand. But Brothers War is where we really saw the soldiers take control of the top 5. And there's only one that's from Brothers War, but, everything afterwards has been feeding off the soldier frenzy since then. So anyways, Mono White Humans, number 1 yet again. Let's go watch it, kick some booty. All right, we're playing against Life Loss. Keep. 1, 2, 2, 5, huh? All right, let's go for the 1. So let's see. Trallalla would probably be great as far as being able to keep his hand from being played. There he is. All right, let's go in for the Trallalla. In for 1. Toxin delivered. Ooh, we could have gone for an Adeline. But that's what Nick's turns are for, right? And it hovers. This guy's got an instant in his hand. Interesting thing to be going for. All right. And an extra. Down to 7. Doesn't have anything he really wants. Through a Cathar. And here's another. And we win. Bright and shiny. Victory. All right, so we are with that top 5 list that we just went through. Mono White Humans, Mono White Soldiers, Azorius Soldiers, Abzan Toxic, and Mono Red Aggro. It's exciting to see new decks come into the top 5, the Abzan Toxic. I think Mono Red Aggro is a fantastic deck for my inner goblin, and I think it should always be in the top 5. But number 1, 2, and 3, those guys can suck it. I'm glad that Mono Blue's not up here. God, that stuff can just die in a fire. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoy this list and that you'll find it interesting and exciting for the next month until we see what July has to offer. Until then, have a good one, everyone. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.